Once again, we're looking at the Psalms, and today's Psalm is, I think, kind of pertinent for the situation that we find ourselves in these days. Maybe the Psalm number 27. We're reading verses 1 through 6. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When evil men advance against me to devour my flesh, when my enemies and my foes attack me, they will stumble and fall. Though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. Though war break out against me, even then will I be confident. One thing I ask of the Lord, this is what I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all of the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to seek him in his temple. For in the day of trouble, he will keep me safe in his dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of his tabernacle and set me high upon a rock. Then my head will be exalted above the enemies who surround me. At his tabernacle will I sacrifice with joy, with shouts of joy, and will sing and make music to the Lord. Yeah, speaking to these times today. This is a meditation called He Understands. It is by Jennifer Benson Schuldt. And she's looking at especially verse 1 of Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Now, some young children, she writes, have trouble falling asleep at night. While there may be many reasons for this, my daughter explained one of them as I turned to leave her bedroom one evening. I'm afraid of the dark, she said. I tried to relieve her fear, but I left a nightlight on so she could be sure that her room was monster-free. I didn't think much more about my daughter's fear until a few weeks later, when my husband went on an overnight business trip, she says. After I settled into bed, the dark seemed to press in around me. I heard a tiny noise and jumped up to investigate. It turned out to be nothing, but I finally understood my daughter's fear when I experienced it myself. Jesus understands our fears and problems because he lived on the earth as a human and endured the same types of trouble we face. He was despised and rejected by mankind, a man of suffering and familiar with pain, it says in Isaiah 53. When we describe our struggles to him, he doesn't brush us aside, minimize our feelings, or tell us to snap out of it. He relates to our distress. Somehow, knowing that he understands can dispel the loneliness that often accompanies suffering. In our darkest times, he is our light and our salvation. Jennifer concludes, Jesus is the light in our darkest night. Maybe these are some of our darkest nights, and maybe we should remember that Jesus is the light in even these dark times. Let's move toward the light, shall we? Have a good day.